everybody, welcome back to my show. Today I have a special guest with me. I have my son Aiden.
Hi.
He's gonna help us make a special St. Patrick's Day candy today. So what we're gonna make today, it's called Irish potato candy. We've been making this for like the past 2, maybe 3 years, and the kids really love it, and it's super easy. So Aiden, do you know what Irish potato candy is made of? What do you think it'll be made out of?
Probably like sugar and peanut butter.
Yes, but
really all.
Would you believe if I told you there was potato in it?
What?
That's why it's called potato candy. It's 3 ingredients. It's super easy.
What's Haggle?
Oh, hi. I don't know.
What's Haggle?
I don't know. We're gonna make some candy, okay? So for this, it's 3 ingredients. It's a potato, like a medium-sized potato, a bag, yes, a whole bag of powdered sugar. That's probably why you like it so much. And then peanut butter to spread on your candy. Oh, I see somebody's already looking. You know what's going down. So we're gonna get started on making that Irish potato candy. I will post a picture of the recipe at the end. So if you would like to replicate this for your family's St. Patrick's Day, then you can feel free to go ahead and do so. It's a fun little activity that you can do with your kids. So here we have our potato. It's a medium-sized Idaho potato, your peanut butter, and then your whole bag of powdered sugar. So the first thing you're gonna do is we're gonna have you, Aiden, we're gonna have you peel the potato into the bowl. So you want to peel the potato before you put it in the boiling water. So he's going to work on peeling that. And in the meantime, I'm going to get some water for the pan. So we're just going to do some cold water in the pan, and you're going to want to fill it so that it's enough water to cover the whole potato. So about halfway is probably good. So then you will want to turn on your heat to high. How's the potato peeling coming?
It's going good.
That's good. Okay, so now you can put your potato in the pot. So once you've added your potato into the water, you bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you'll want to leave that in there for about 15 minutes. And then we'll take it out and we'll put it in the strainer, run some cold water over it, let it steam cool for a little bit. Okay, so now our potato is done cooking and it's had a chance to rest for a couple minutes. So you can take that and take it over to your bowl and your workspace. You'll want to have a potato masher or a fork. So you'll put your potato in your bowl by itself and you'll want to mash it up really good and fine. And get all the potato chunks out of there.
It takes a lot of elbow grease too.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And with the texture of the potato, you're going to be really surprised at what happens with this. Because it looks like just crumbly and dry right now. Something interesting happens when you add the powdered sugar. So here we are. It's looking pretty good. This is the consistency you want.
Mommy, Mommy.
Oh, that's wonderful. You want pee? Okay, 1 second. All right, so the next step here is you're gonna wanna cut open your bag of powdered sugar. And you heard correctly, we are going to dump in the whole bag. So you'll have some good sugar bugs. Okay, so I'm gonna pour a little bit in here. You wanna do this gradually, little by little, so it can blend in really well and you don't have a bunch of lumps. You'll see as he starts to mix this is gonna become like a liquidy like mixture.
Oh, weird.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. It's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. I didn't know that.
So it's starting to become like a melty. I don't know the reason why. It must be something how with the potato and the sugar reacts. But it's starting to get, if you can see, it's starting to get like a mushy, melty. Once you add the whole bag, that's the whole key point to this, you have to add the whole bag of powdered sugar in order to get it to be a firm dough. So right now it's just kind of getting like slimy and goopy.
Wow.
And you want to mix it in. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
So you want to get this mixed in really well. You don't want lumps because you're going to roll this out like a dough eventually. All right, so here's our dough about halfway through. You want to stir it around and show everybody. It's very liquidy. So this is half the bag of powdered sugar, so you definitely need to use the whole bag. Let's add a little more in there. After we added the last tail end of the bag, I stirred this up and took over because it gets really, really tough to stir. So I just turned this out into my silicone baking mat, and then I just knead this. If you find it's, a little sticky, you can add powdered sugar to like knead it in. But this actually feels really good consistency because you're going to want to roll this out. So I like to use a silicone baking mat. Pampered Chef sells a really good silicone baking mat that I use a lot. Or you can roll it onto wax paper. I do get the wax paper out after a while because you need to put it in the freezer. What works the best here is dividing it up into little chunks. I divide it up into little chunks, otherwise it gets way too hard to roll out. We'll start by rolling this one out. Don't try to do it as one whole batter because you are not going to ever get that to roll out. You're going to have chunks too. You're going to have chunks of potato in here, and that's okay. It's going to be just fine if you have chunks of potato in there. So for this part, I will actually take out and I will use my wax paper. And then I just find something like this. You can use a rolling pin, a wooden rolling pin. I find this is usually easier for me. Once you have this on wax paper, you can spin it around. If it feels a little sticky on your rolling pin and gets tacky, I take additional powdered sugar and just sprinkle a light amount, rub it over there, and then it won't be sticky. You don't want to do flour just because there's no flour in this anyway, and it's just going to make it taste funky. But since this is made out of almost 100% powdered sugar, it'll just soak it up. You're going to want to roll this as thin as you can, and it's going to be tough to roll. But you're going to need this as thin as you can because we're going to spread peanut butter on it and then roll it. So this is a tough part. Like I said, if you see stuff sticking, just use your powdered sugar. Now you will find it easier if you can do it in like a rectangular shape. So when you're rolling, if you can roll it more like a rectangle. So this is probably good enough for me. This, as you're gonna see, it's probably about 1/4 of an inch. So now we can bring Aiden in here again, and he can start with the peanut butter. So all you need is regular peanut butter, and then you just spread it all over the inside of your dough. So you want a thin layer because you're gonna be rolling this up. So it's kind of the same concept if you make like a jelly roll. So you'll want just a thin layer of peanut butter. So you could probably use that amount to cover your whole thing. And you don't need much peanut butter because you're gonna spread that out, and then you're gonna see what we're gonna do with it in just a second here. You're gonna roll it up. So if you put too much peanut butter on, it's gonna be squirting out all out the sides.
It's my first time making these. These is actually like, I see what it's like just making these.
Is it what you expected?
No.
Did you think I just called it potato candy? You didn't know there was a potato in there?
No. I just thought it was called potato candy because like...
I'm gonna guess probably back when they started making this was probably a very long time ago when there wasn't many ingredients like we have now. So you kind of like made do with what you had. So a potato and sugar, like it's probably 2 simple ingredients and it just happened to work out. So now that you're done with that, what you're gonna wanna do is you will start at this end. So I like to do it the long way. And you will roll this up. You want to tuck this under. This is why it's nice to have wax paper because it gets it started for you. And you're going to roll this tightly over itself. And it's nice to have that because it pushes it forward. So if you want to push forward and just roll it upon itself, you just roll it to the very end. If you need to use the wax paper, that's kind of one of the helpful things. You don't want to roll the wax paper up in it, but it's really helpful in pushing the dough forward. And then you just pull back and then push it forward some more. So it takes practice.
Yeah, that's probably why you're so good at it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of getting the hang of this.
See, it just takes time. And then you just roll it up to the end. And then you have like a log there. So what you do after then is you take it and you're going to want to pinch the ends down. Make sure it's compact here. And then I just roll this up like that. Fold it over and then stick it in the freezer. So you stick it in the freezer and freeze it for about an hour, and then you come back and then we'll cut them into slices and then our candy will be ready. Okay, so we've been waiting for about an hour and we're gonna take our roll out of the freezer, and now my assistant, you can unwrap that, and what we're gonna do is slice them in about like 1/4 to 1/2 inch pieces. So you can do it on there. So then if we look in there, you're gonna have layers of peanut butter. So it'll be really yummy. So like thinner, about half, like you would do like 1/2 inch if you want. And you want a really sharp knife for this, and it's best to do it when they're cold right out of the freezer because they're gonna cut through really simple. But if you look at that, this is like perfect. So if you look at the peanut butter inside, gives it a nice swirl, so you'll have a nice taste of peanut butter, and it won't be just like pure sugar. So they should look like nice little pretty peanut butter rolls. So what part do you like best? Do you like cutting it or the mixing of the dough?
I like cutting it better.
Is it easier?
Yeah. Satisfying and easier.
Satisfying seeing the swirls. So you can really like cut them however thick you want. I just find like a 1/4 inch to even like a 1/2 inch, you know, is a good size. And then when we're done, what we like to do around this time is we put them in little tiny snack size Ziploc bags. You want to store these in either the freezer if you're not going to use them for a while, or we like to put a few bags in the freezer and then we put a few bags in the refrigerator.
So is that like good?
Yep, so you can seal that up and we'll put it in the crisper. Do you want to taste one?
Yeah.
Go ahead and try one. Give us the verdict. See how good it is or how bad it is.
So I haven't had these in a really long time.
Are they as good as you remember?
Better.
Oh, yummy. What did you find? What's that? Is that good? Yummy. You can have it
Okay.
before she sneaks it. Want to share it?
No, here, you want to share?
Want to share? Oh, I guess not. All right, so that's our simple potato candy. You can use it to spruce up your St. Patrick's Day dinner. So thank you, helper. This next part I can't have him with because then it'll ruin the surprise of what we're doing on St. Patrick's Day. All right, so welcome back. We are in my office for this segment. So for St. Patrick's Day, we've done a couple different things over the years. We've done scavenger hunts with different clues leading the kids to other rooms to find a treat basket. This year, we're going to do something a little more simple since we've got a range of 1-year-old to 17 years old looking to participate in this activity. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a Shamrock hunt. This is a really simple activity that everybody can participate in. What you're going to do is we're going to cut out a bunch of shamrocks, and then we write messages on the back of them, and then we stick them different places in the house, and then kids find them, and then, you know, to find out who won, we look at the back of them and total up their points. So here's kind of how it's gonna go. So I had to draw out my own Shamrock template because I could not get my computer to work. So you have a Shamrock template, and then you're gonna want construction paper, and then I know it's tedious, but you're gonna trace them and then cut them out. If you don't want to do that, if it's just too much for you, just take rainbow colored paper and just cut them into squares and just do like a rainbow hunt or something like that. For our purpose though, we're gonna do a Shamrock hunt. That I know it's tedious, but I just take a Sharpie marker, and it does not have to be perfect. Okay, so there's some of our shamrocks. What we'll do is we'll write different messages on there. So it's not just like, oh, this is boring, we're gonna look for the shamrocks, you know, whatever. But I write messages on the back. So whoever gets the most points wins. Let's say on one, it's you've won this many points, or you have this many points, or a leprechaun stole your basket, so you have -2 points. So you can make it fun. You just kind of tailor it to how you like it. So you can just tailor your messages as to what you think your kids will enjoy. So there we go. There's my first shamrock. We will take and we'll write a message on the back of this so that we can hang it up and then somebody can find it. So my first message here, and what you will probably want to do is not write your message in a black Sharpie so that it leaks through. I'll probably just use a regular pen for this. So for my first one, you have this hanging, just stick a piece of like tape on the back of it and just put it like, hey, hide them throughout your house, and then the kids can find them. So that once they take them and they'll look and see on the back of this one says, you found a pot of gold, so you win 20 coins. So at the end, you total up how many coins everybody has, how many coins everybody's found. If you want to set a limit, you can tell your kids, like we have 5 kids that'll be participating in this. So we make enough so that each of them can get like 10, let's say. So I just do a bunch of random ones and then write the messages on the back. So some will say, you win this many points, or this many coins, or this many coins. So they're all going to be different, and some is going to be maybe you won 0 coins because the leprechaun tricked you or something. So just kind of make it up as you go, and then like I said, have a certain amount if you have multiple kids like we do, and then at the end you'll total them up, and then they kind of like to see who won. And then we do a basket for everybody. So I'm doing a really simple basket this year. We usually try to do like something cute, like rainbow theme or pot of gold theme. So this year we're gonna do kind of a mix of pot of gold and rainbow-y. So I'll show you what I've got. So this year, like I said, we have our youngest little one probably won't be participating in the Shamrock hunt, but we have a 3.5-year-old. So you've got from 3.5 onwards up to almost 17 years old. So we try to pick out some things that everybody's gonna like. So this year we decided to do some treat bags. I have Gushers, rainbow Gushers. Who doesn't love Gushers? I didn't open them, so I purposely won't eat them. Got some of the Hershey's Nuggets, so you can add some of those in there too. They're like little gold bars, so I thought it was kind of cute. And then everybody loves Skittles at our house, so we're gonna do Skittles, the rainbow ones. And then I got Werther's. They like Werther's too, and they have a fun gold wrapper, so it looks like little gold coins. And these randomly fell in the cart when I was shopping with my 3.5-year-old because I turned my back and turned around and I was halfway through the store. So we get Sour Patch Kids too. So we just do something really simple. We will just write their name on a bag. You don't have to be super fancy, just write their name. And then we go about and sort treats into the bag so that everybody has like a fun rainbowy gold treat. So we do something separate. We'll do like a prize at the end for who wins the Shamrock hunt. And then we just do fun little treat bags for everybody. So like I said, just keep it simple. Here is an example of what your treat bag could look like. You've got the Skittles in there. We've got a bag of Gushers, the fun little Werther's candies that look like little gold coins, and then the Hershey's bars that look like little silver bars. So we just kind of go like, you can find so much that has like rainbowy themed or silver or gold treasure theme. So just kind of be creative. It doesn't have to be super elaborate or super fancy. Cut out your shamrocks, write little messages, how many points they win, total them up at the end after they find them around the house. It can be really simple, and it's like a fun little treasure hunt. So there's a good activity you can do for St. Patrick's Day with your kiddos. So thanks for joining us today. You've got a fun activity, little craft to do with your family that you don't know about. And then you've got some really yummy potato candy that your kiddos are sure to love. So thanks for joining us today. Thanks for helping us out today. And have a happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Bye.